creation. Check the roots in the generations. The Creator has got many names. We all have different interpretations, but we all say Alpha the greatest. I won't allow you to debate it. From the signs of intelligent design, I can say Alpha the most creative. This song is how I show Alpha I'm appreciative for all my qualitative innovations. I'm just trying to rock the stations across nations. Can you feel the good vibrations? It has been a long time. You have been out for a few rotations. Just reminding you, Alpha gives the best inspiration across every nation. Some still wait on confirmation, like creation ain't enough compensation. Alpha the greatest, just look at creation. Check the roots in the generations. The Creator has got many names. We all have different interpretations, but we all say Alpha the greatest. Yes, I am a child made from stardust. My father is a lion, preaching for Zion. My mother an angel, praying for our souls. Yeah, the world can be cold, but Alpha can give.
So welcome back to Kaleidoscope. And today we have a tough talk today, because I want to talk about the polygamous and the polyamory, and I want people to know that I prefer the monogamous. I prefer a woman in a monogamous relationship, but we have to accept the other types of love. There are certain situations that are polygamous, and I've seen it time and again, where there's about 4 women who only love one man. All of them have children for him. They don't love no one else. They don't never move on, and they get destructive. And he is love each of them in a different way. There are others that the Creator has favor to or favor for, that have the polyamory walk of life. And we must remember not to condemn them or punish them. I think we're doing the Creator's work when we're acting unjustly and not knowing what the Creator wants of us in this existence. People have agendas, and they use these agendas foolishly. The Creator gave us free will for a reason. And amongst pairs, who are you to impose your will on another? Now, with polyamory, while a lot of people practice it, they don't practice it properly. Because with polyamory, you are supposed to be honest and open that you have multiple partners. What has been happening is people have been selling dreams. These great dream sellers of existence capture these gems of monogamy and ruin them for the rest of existence, because they are bitter after that and they never move on. In some cases, but rarely they do. We have to remember, honesty is always and always will be the best policy. We have to stop trying to force people to love us and love those who are willing to love us the way that we are and the way that we want to walk in this life. There are some couples that are interfaith couples, and they make it work and they last together for years. There are some couples that are just spiritual and they last together for years. And then there are many others that just don't work out. We have to stop putting the fantasy that everyone is going to have that soulmate with them for the rest of their life. Many don't. Part of it is we live in society is where many want to have more, but they don't spend the time to raise more. They want a system in place so they can just go and do what they want to do and enjoy themselves, and things just continue and think things can just happen and don't worry about it, they will be alright. The more children you have, the more burden you put on the Creator, the more burden you put on the earth, the more burden you put on the universe, the more burden you put on your society. Especially if you're not going to parent that child the right way. You could give a child all the money in the world, and that child will not love you. You know what children appreciate? When you spend quality time. And quality time is sharing time now. Sometimes you watch what they want to watch, and sometimes you watch what you want to watch. But you have to remember not to dominate. As an adult, do you want to be dominated? Do you want your child to grow up thinking that they should be dominated when someone wants to get their way? Or even to spend time with them, they have to submit. The older men, because you have been dropping the ball. You've been leaving the older women lonely. You keep chasing the younger one. You keep taking away from the younger stock. I'm talking about the ones with multiple families already and are still chasing the youngest thing possible. That is disgusting. Why can't you date your age? You already have enough children and you did not spend enough time with them. Too many are after personal satisfaction and gratification and valuing that over the family. And I have to say this, when you exclude the LGBT from the family, you are destroying the family as well. How hypocritical is this? A straight man wants to call a gay man vain, but he can't date his own age. He has to go and get the prettier younger thing in his mind. So what is vanity? Isn't that the example of vanity? And so why are you even talking to that person in the first place? Because you are doing the same thing. And not all LGBT are vain. Some are, just like everyone else is. Everyone has a level of vanity. And we must remember to temper that and value the personality. Now, we must remember, if someone was married to someone for a long time and plans to be with that person in heaven, they should not be forced to get in a relationship. We, as a society, need to just help them until they can transform and reconnect with their soulmate. And so one of the main reasons I think the Creator really slowed down our ability to recreate and limited us, and that's why we have the limitations and the separation, because not enough people take time to raise, or too many try to mold someone into who they want them to be and not who that person is. So let's get back to these older men who've been dropping the ball. Now, from all of my travels from Canada, United States, England, I've seen the same thing. There and here. Older women left alone. Older men still chasing a younger spouse until they die. Men who already have 10 children won't date a woman with one child. Now, there are some people that are naturally attracted to the elderly, and we have to remember, once they are of a certain age and they have a loving relationship, that should be allowed. not every circumstance is the same thing. So when you are thinking about marriage and you are thinking about being a parent, just remember this. I want you to remember this. When you divorce, remember how hard it is for those children on holidays to decide which parent they gotta go by, especially when they love both. Because that child came from both of you. Anything that hurts either of you affects them, whether they admit it or not. The scars of divorce leave wounds, and if left undealt with, will cause more wounds across time. And so, ain't no one can tell me. I already know. We've been starting too early in this life. And once it's the straight way, parents are okay with it. We have to remember to not be too restrictive, but we have to remember to be responsible. And we must remember there's an appropriate age. So, I hope my elders start to set a better example. And I hope my peers start to set a better example. And since I am already in my 40s, I hope those in their 30s start to set a better example and on downward. So may your days be blessed as long as you are a good person.